Sometimes we hide our true feelings because we fear rejection, not realizing that it's the hiding that keeps us from being truly seen. What we're going through internally is often too complex to express, so we act in ways that confuse others and even ourselves. When the world feels off balance, it's easy to forget how to act like yourself. You're not lost. You're simply finding your way. Our minds have a way of wandering to places we don't understand, making us seem distant even when we are right in front of you. We're not trying to push people away. Sometimes we're just wrestling with emotions we can't yet explain. Change is a silent thing. It moves through us like a breeze, shifting our thoughts and feelings in ways others may not notice until it's too late. It's not that I don't care. I'm just navigating through a storm within that no one else can see. The mask I wear might be still, but inside, everything feels like a whirlwind of thoughts I'm not ready to share. Acting strange isn't a choice. It's simply how my soul is handling what the heart can't yet comprehend. My silence is not a rejection, but a reflection of the chaos within that I'm still trying to make sense of. I'm not sure how to explain what's happening to me. I'm changing, evolving, and it's hard to keep up with myself sometimes. When everything feels uncertain, we often find ourselves acting in ways that are out of character, not because we want to, but because we need to. Sometimes I pull away not because I don't care, but because I'm trying to figure out how I feel. It's as if my thoughts are on a different wavelength and I can't seem to catch up with myself. I'm still trying to understand why I feel so different, but I'm learning that it's okay to not have all the answers right now. What seems odd to you is often my way of dealing with emotions I can't quite process yet. I act in ways that confuse others, but I'm just trying to protect myself while I figure out my emotions. Feeling distant doesn't mean I'm not here. It's just that sometimes the weight of my emotions is too heavy to share. My strange behavior is a sign that I'm wrestling with something deep inside, something I don't quite know how to express. I'm not lost. I'm just on a journey of self-discovery, and sometimes that path takes me places that seem strange. The world around me seems louder than usual, and my thoughts are struggling to find a quiet place. I might seem off lately, but it's only because I'm going through a transformation that's not easy to articulate. When you notice me acting odd, know that it's simply my heart trying to find its way in a world that's constantly changing. Sometimes the change is so subtle that it becomes visible only in our actions, and I guess that's where I find myself now. The oddness you see is not me shutting down, it's me rebuilding and rediscovering myself. I might not act like myself right now, but that's because I'm learning what it means to be truly myself. The way I act when I'm overwhelmed isn't the real me, it's just a temporary reflection of all the feelings I'm struggling to manage. What seems odd is often the quiet before the storm of emotions that I don't yet know how to express. In the chaos of my thoughts, I've lost the ability to act normal because I'm still searching for clarity. I may not be able to explain what's happening inside me, but that doesn't mean I don't want to connect. If I seem distant, it's because I'm still sorting through the emotions that I haven't yet figured out. I act in ways that don't make sense because sometimes life doesn't make sense either. I'm not sure why I'm acting this way, but I know I'm not trying to push anyone away. I just need time to figure things out. When my thoughts seem jumbled, my actions reflect that confusion, and I can't seem to find a way to make sense of it. The oddness you see is just me adapting to the changes within, trying to find my footing again. I'm not pulling away, I'm just in a space where I'm processing things that don't have easy answers. It's not that I don't care, I just need some time to figure out what I'm feeling before I can share it with you. When you see me acting differently, it's just my inner world trying to catch up with the outer one. I don't know why I'm acting so distant, but I know it's because I'm trying to make sense of things that are beyond my control. I'm trying to figure out my place in this world, and sometimes that makes me seem distant or odd to others. What feels like acting odd is just me trying to process the emotions that are too overwhelming to deal with all at once. There's so much going on inside of me right now that I don't know how to communicate it, and that's why I might seem strange. I may act out of character, but that's just the result of me grappling with things I can't quite put into words. Sometimes I don't even recognize myself, and that's why I might seem distant or different from how I usually am. What you perceive as strange behavior is simply me navigating a space of emotional growth that I'm still trying to understand. I'm not shutting you out, I'm just processing things that I haven't figured out how to express yet. The changes within me are subtle, but their effects on my actions are noticeable, and I'm just trying to understand them. I may seem distant right now, but it's because I'm deep in thought, trying to make sense of my feelings. I might not know how to act right now, but that doesn't mean I'm not still figuring out what's going on inside of me. When everything feels chaotic inside, it can be hard to find my center, and that often shows up in how I act. I'm not intentionally acting odd. I'm simply caught between who I was and who I'm becoming. Sometimes I withdraw to avoid overwhelming myself, not realizing that my absence might make others feel pushed away. I act differently because I'm learning to deal with things I haven't faced before, and it's a process I can't rush. I'm not the same person I was before, and that change sometimes manifests in ways that are hard to explain. The silence you see in me is not a reflection of how I feel about you, but a reflection of me trying to sort out my own emotions. When things feel out of balance, it's easy to act in ways that don't reflect who I truly am. I'm still finding my way. I might seem distant, but I'm simply processing everything that's going on inside of me. Please give me time. Sometimes it feels like the more I try to explain my thoughts, the more I confuse both myself and others. I wish I could explain why I act the way I do, but sometimes the only thing I can do is sit with the feelings that overwhelm me. If I seem odd, it's because I'm navigating my internal world, trying to understand my emotions before I can share them with anyone. I act in ways that may seem strange, but it's just my heart trying to catch up with my mind's emotions. Sometimes I retreat into myself because I need to find peace in the chaos that surrounds me. When everything feels unsettled, the world seems off kilter, and so do I. It's not that I'm pulling away, I'm just quietly sorting through the storm inside me. Sometimes I don't have the words to explain what's happening within, so my actions speak louder than anything I could say. The shift in my behavior is not intentional. It's a reflection of a mind and soul trying to find their balance. I may seem distant, but I'm simply deep in thought, navigating a sea of emotions I haven't figured out yet. When I seem odd, it's just me processing what's been left unsaid for too long. I may seem far away, but it's just that my inner world is louder than the one I share with others. My mind is racing, trying to make sense of everything, and it shows in the way I act. I might not know why I feel the way I do, but I'm trying to understand the confusion inside me. Sometimes the space I need isn't about you. It's about me finding my way through a maze of thoughts. I don't always know how to express what's going on in my heart, and it makes me act in ways that seem out of character. I don't mean to be distant, but I'm simply processing emotions too complex for me to put into words. There are times when my mind is so full that my actions don't reflect my true intentions. When you see me acting differently, it's because I'm trying to make sense of things that don't have easy answers. I might seem detached, but I'm still here, just wrapped up in thoughts and feelings I can't fully share. The strange behavior you notice is not a rejection, but a signal that I'm in the midst of an emotional shift. I'm not avoiding you. I'm simply trying to figure out what's going on inside me before I can share it with you. Sometimes I get lost in my own thoughts, and my actions seem disconnected from what's happening inside. I may not know how to explain the changes happening inside me, but I'm learning to embrace the journey. When the world feels too much, I act in ways that help me cope, even if others don't understand. I might be acting strange, but it's just my way of adjusting to feelings that are too big to articulate. I'm in a space where I'm still figuring out my emotions, and that can make me seem distant or strange. The weirdness you see in me is just my mind trying to catch up with the whirlwind of emotions I'm feeling. I know I may seem different right now, but it's because I'm grappling with feelings that are too difficult to express. I'm not pushing you away. I'm simply trying to make sense of feelings that feel too overwhelming to share. I don't always understand why I act the way I do, but it's part of the process of growing and understanding myself.